Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Juice Baseball channel. And welcome back officially to the start of the Legends Fantasy Draft Series. One of my favorite series we do here on the channel. We take a bunch of legends, both already in the game thanks to San Diego Studios, and ones that the community have created that I download and bring in the roster myself. We combine all of those legends into the already established Major League Baseball roster, current day roster, and we do a fantasy draft, and then we rebuild the team that we've done a fantasy draft with. You guys know the drill. We've done it with a few teams now, the Blue Jays most recently, even though the Blue Jays series didn't end the way that I necessarily wanted it to end. I had the file get corrupted, which is actually the first time I've ever had a file corrupted on MLB The Show, on any game. And I've been playing MLB The Show since it started. And it's the first time I've ever had a file get corrupted. It was super strange. I don't even know what I did. All I did was like save and then back out like I normally do. Then the next time I went in, it was corrupted. So I don't know. But we move. So it's been a while since there has been some Legends content on the channel. We just uploaded recently the first MLB The Show 25 video on the channel, which was the Juice Jr. Road to the Show episode 1. We've got ourselves Los Angeles Angels baseball franchise coming to the channel very soon. That one is probably uploaded very soon as well, also. So a lot of baseball content back on the channel because MLB The Show 25 is officially out, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know this by now. You've been playing it for a week or two. So it's out, and we're here to rebuild a fantasy drafted team, and the team that we're going to be choosing, as you can see, is the Chicago Cubs. And I chose the Cubs because mainly I wanted to play at Wrigley Field. I like the Ivy, and I just wanted to play as the Cubs. But also because they're a National League team that we haven't done yet, and since I'm in the American League for the Angels, then I thought we might as well go to the National League for the Fantasy Draft Series because we kind of flip-flop each year with what division or what league we're in. Last year was the Blue Jays for the Fantasy League, so now we're in the National League with the Cubs. So that's the big reason why, but the more important reason is I wanted to play in Wrigley with the Ivy. So let's take control of the Chicago Cubs, and I am playing with the same exact roster as the Angels series, just with the addition of the Legends. So just to let you guys know. And now that we're on this setting here, we're going to turn on Fantasy Draft, obviously, because it wouldn't be a Fantasy Draft series if the Fantasy Draft wasn't on. And we're going to, more importantly, turn on this right here. This allows, if you weren't aware, this allows you to have Legends in your Fantasy Draft or in your roster without having to go and make a roster manually in the main menu that includes Legends. This just allows you to do it from this screen here. So if you turn this on, that is how you do it. I'm sure a lot of you already know that by now, but I'm just in case somebody just happened to not know, that's how you do it. Everything else is going to stay on default, whatever it's on or off. So we will have obviously the same current day rules. But the two important ones are already turned on. Let's go to this, and what's my pick going to be? Obviously we're not top 9, but I don't think I've ever had the number 1 pick in one of these drafts. We have pick number 13. Okay, I can work with pick number 13. That's not that bad. That is not that bad. Let's get to the draft here. Barry Bonds goes number 1 overall. Very interesting. Then you've got Andre. I did add some players that I've never had before, and one of them is Andres Galarraga. He's new to this series this year. Also, I don't know, maybe Cepeda's new. I can't remember who else is new. I don't think Cepeda's new. Somebody. There's a bunch of people who go over throughout the draft if we see them that are new. But Roger Clemens is gone. I was kind of leaning towards Roger Clemens in this. So where do we go with our first pick? We've got to remember that throughout this series, we swap rosters a lot. We trade a lot of people away, get new people in every few years to kind of refresh the thing and see new faces because there's so many new legends or so many different legends in here. I want to get as many new faces in as consistently as possible. So we tend to go about 2 or 3 years with the same team and then start trading players away and getting new legends in and stuff like that. You guys know how it works by now. So one of the ways to make it easier for me to not have to worry about trading for some of these young guys, because you can see Bo Jackson down here. He's a top 50 prospect. He's 22 years old. He's a 99 overall. That's going to be super hard to trade for. It's not going to be impossible to trade for, but it's going to be super, super difficult to trade for later on in the series if I eventually want him. So Bo Jackson, getting him now while he's available is probably the smart thing to do, but I don't know where else. Ooh, Bryce Harper at 22 as well would be amazing. I do mash with Bryce Harper for some reason. At least last year I did. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep that up for this year. There's a lot of good starting pitchers. Obviously, Shohei would be fun to have, even though I know technically he's not a legend. There are some exemptions to the rule where I say the main rule of the series is we have to keep the team mostly with the legends, because that's obviously what the series is about. So why would I not get mostly legends of the team? But there are some exceptions to the rule. Shohei, Mike Trout, Ellie De La Cruz. There's certain guys that are just I like, or at a certain standard where they would fit in the rule anyway, even though they're not technically legends. I know Ellie's not technically a legend. I just like him. He's one of my favorite players in baseball right now, so he's an exemption to the rule. But I think I'm going to go Bo Jackson here. I mean, he's got all the tools, obviously. You can see him up in the corner there, or up in the top. But he's 22. He's 99 overall. It's probably to have him right out of the gates than to have to trade for him. So I think my first pick is going to be Bo Jackson, and I'm pretty sure my first pick last year is Bo Jackson. I'd have to go back and see. I'd have to go back and watch that first video of the Blue Jays series and see where I went with the first pick. But I'm pretty sure it was Bo Jackson, because I know we had him in Toronto. Now we're into round number 2. We do have to remember to get a catcher early on and get a second baseman early on, because those guys go very quickly in fantasy drafts, I've noticed. So we'll have to worry about that. Where do we go next, though? I want Ichiro, but I saw Ichiro got taken in the second round. I do want to get Ichiro eventually. So he's probably one of those guys that we try to trade for pretty soon. Not now, obviously, but pretty soon. Where do I go next, though? I don't have any idea. Maybe A-Rod. I'm kind of thinking A-Rod here in the second round. Get a third baseman. There's going to be a ton of pitchers and a ton of other guys here. I'm thinking A-Rod for round number 2. Not a lot of pitchers have gone off the board just yet. It's a lot of position players. Miggy's on the top of the board. So is Aaron Judge. Joey Bats is available. Do we want to solidify our outfield, the corner outfield positions, by getting one of these outfielders? That could be pretty fun. I know Aaron Judge is still there. That could be also for. I don't think I've ever had Aaron Judge, but Shohei might be the move here. I might go Shohei just because he's Shohei and it's fun. Or I might go catcher, because we're starting to get into lower overall catchers. Like I mentioned, we got to get catchers quickly. And I don't know the last time I had a Gary Carter. So we're going to go Gary Carter as our catcher. And there's Ellie De La Cruz. I saw him, and I think I saw Shohei go as well. So that's kind of unfortunate. But we are now here. We don't have a number 1 pitcher just yet. Do I want to go a legend pitcher, or a 99 legend pitcher? Do I want to go somebody else? Kurt Schilling might be one I go for. I will lower the age of some of the guys, because you can't do that in the main menu. You just have to kind of whatever age they are. That's what age they are. But I will go and lower the ages of some of them so that they're ready to go, so they don't retire too early on. We already got our catcher. I do mash with Alfonso Soriano. I don't know why. I just like his swing, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards Joey Bats, because he's new to the game again. He just got brought back. He's a freak, too. But I kind of want Aaron Judge. I don't ever get Aaron Judge. I don't know the last time I had Aaron Judge. We have Trout in the Angels series, so we're not going to get Trout. I'm going either Joey Bats or Aaron Judge. And I think Jose Bautista's the better option because he is new to the game. Again, he's back. And Aaron Judge does go in this round. We need to get a pitcher in this round. And I think I'm going to go Kurt Schilling here. So we go Kurt Schilling, first starting pitcher of the draft. We need to get our second baseman because I talked about how those go quickly. And they're starting to go quickly now. Brian Dozier. We could get Craig Biggio, Brian Roberts, Smooth Jazz. I do like a good Smooth Jazz. I'm a big Smooth Jazz type of guy. I could go the Seaman Man, or maybe Brian Roberts. Brian Roberts could be fun. Or maybe we just go Craig Biggio. Let's go Craig Biggio. We'll get our second baseman figured out. We need to get a center fielder. We need to obviously get more starting pitching because they're starting to get taken now. Maglio's in the game. I added him. We need to get a center fielder. There's not a whole lot left. I kind of waited a little bit too long for that, unfortunately. Oh, Neil Cruz is playing center field now? All right. Turkey? Turkey Stearns? What a name. Let's see. Where do we go with this? Where do we go? I mean, I'm a big Michael Harris guy. I always talk about how I like Michael Harris. Maybe I should back it up and actually get him. Preston Wilson. I don't know much about Preston Wilson. He's 25. He played in the late 90s, early 2000s, it looks like. I don't know much about him, but he seems like he could be a good player. He might, if anything, he might be a good trade bait for the future. But then you got Curtis Granderson, who's got really decent speed. The Grandy man. I think I'm going to go Curtis Granderson. Oh, Adam Dunn just got taken the next pick. I'm a big Adam Dunn guy. He's one of my favorite players of all time. We probably need to get another pitcher here. We're going to get stuck with no pitching. And, that's old Roger Clemens. That's not the good Roger Clemens. Yeah, I was going to say, how is he still here? But it's the old one. There are multiple different versions of certain legends. There's a young version and like a good version, or I guess in Clemens' case, it's a good version and an old version. But still, there's multiple versions of different people. Like there's a young Griffey and then a prime Griffey. You'll see them as we go. What do I want my next pitcher to be? Probably Chris Sale or Zach Wheeler. One of those two, I think, is going to be where we go. It's probably going to be Sale. We'll get Chris Sale as our second starting pitcher. We always have to build... relief pitchers are going. We got to get some relief pitching. And closing pitchers are actually getting taken, too. Oh, no. I thought we'd be able to last a little bit longer on those. But we got to get relief pitching. We're going to be screwed if we don't. So let's get Andrew Miller. Once you start to see the just funnel of every relief pitcher gets taken in one row, then you know you got to go after some people. I think I'll take old Nolan Ryan this time. He can still throw some gas, even though he's 42 years old. Closing pitcher, old Trevor Hoffman. We might have to go actual real life or current day closer. Man, Edwin Diaz is 80 overall. I might go Andres Munoz, because at least he has a chance to develop. I also might get him in my Angels series. But at least we have him here for now. So we have our closer. Should we add another relief pitcher to the bullpen? Strom, maybe? Randy Johnson got moved to the bullpen at 45. That's kind of funny. Ooh, Ubaldo. Is there two Ubaldos, or is this just the only Ubaldo in the game? I'm not sure. But I kind of want him. Although I can probably wait a little bit. I'll wait another round. I won't get him right now. We need a first baseman, and here is old Bryce Harper, or real-life Bryce Harper, not old Bryce Harper, but real-life Bryce Harper. I guess he technically is old, and I'm going to grab him. I'm going to grab Bryce Harper. We didn't get the 22-year-old Bryce Harper, but we still got a Bryce Harper. He's going to be pretty good. What position do we still need? We need a shortstop. Uh-oh, I missed out on shortstop. Volpe could be good trade bait, so could C.J. Abrams. Okay, there's still some decent selections here. I might go Anthony Volpe just for possible trade bait in the future. He's going to have decent value. Oh, Ubaldo, crap. I saw him go. I forgot all about him. That's my bad. We still do need another relief pitcher, even if we didn't get Ubaldo. So we are probably going to go with Matt Strahm, I guess. We'll go with Matt Strahm. And then we will take another starting pitcher. We need to also maybe go after some young guys to possibly also use as trade bait, like Volpe. So who's my third pitcher going to be? I did have Trevor Bauer into the game. Old Clayton Kershaw. There's not a whole lot of starting pitching. Man, Shane Bieber's fallen off a cliff, hasn't he? Clay Holmes is a starter now? Since when? We need to get a third starter that's at least in the high 80s. I mean, I could go Gaylord Perry. It might, if anything, just for a trade piece, because he's 95 overall. So we'll grab Gaylord Perry. He's also got a legendary name. But let's look for... Now that we've got every single position, at least a starter, let's start going for some guys that we could possibly throw in some trades. So either some high overall guys that the CPU is passing up on, like a Larry Walker, or a guy with some decent value like a Rhys Hines. That could also be something. So I'm going to grab Larry Walker here. I know he's 36, but high overalls do still matter even though they're old. And there's Rhys Hines. I might just grab Rhys Hines. I am a big Rhys Hines guy. Giancarlo is on the table. I think I grabbed him in the whatchamacallit series, the Blue Jays series last year. We could go with Jeremy Pena. Mike Lowell. Old Cal Ripken Jr. It's kind of sad to see some of these guys that I grew up watching, like Nolan Arenado. I remember watching him in his prime, man, in this era right here, this specifically right here, this 2015, 2016 stuff. Like, he was a monster. And I remember religiously watching because I think it was around the 2019 season he was starting to talk about possibly getting traded. The rumors started. So I was like watching the hot stove and all that kind of baseball coverage to see if he was going to get traded. Who do we want to... Do we want to just grab Nolan Arenado? I did have Jeff Kent to the game, so he's in here. Not going to take him, but he's here. Hae-Sung Kim, who's a rookie, but only with C potential, still might have some value. We are coming to the end of what I'm going to draft because, as you can see, there's not a whole lot to pick from. Are there going to be some good relief pitchers, maybe? What about good starters? There's got to be some starters down here that could hold some value. There's a couple of rookies. They're not going to be that valuable. Nah, there's not a lot down here, is there? I think I'm going to go with... Hae-Sung Kim in round 17. Just to get a rookie on the team that has potential to be traded away for another legend at some point. We still only have 3 starting pitchers, though. I should probably at least fill out a 5-man rotation. I think we'll go with Justin Verlander. Just because technically he is a legend. He's just not very good right now. And we'll go, since we're doing that, we'll go with Clayton Kershaw as well. So we'll get 2 guys that are going to go in the Hall of Fame. Just, they're not legends right now, and they're kind of bad. In right field, you got Nick Castellanos. I don't think I can conjure up that many bad things to happen for him to have a great season, so we're going to move on from him. Center field, Tommy Edmond. I don't really see anybody here in center field that I want to get either. Giancarlo's still available. I might just go for him just because he's Giancarlo. Don't call me Mike Stanton. Or there's Arenado there as well. Let's go for Arenado first, and if Giancarlo gets taken, that's fine, but if he doesn't, then I'll grab him next. And he is still available, so we'll take Giancarlo. And we are coming up, I think I'll go 25 rounds, and then we will end it after that. So we'll simulate out. So we have our starting 5. We could probably add another relief pitcher. Chapman, does he still have the stuff? He's still got 99K per 9. He's got 99 velocity, 99 break. I'll add Chapman to the team. He does like his mommy's boobies. Let's see. What else am I going to add to this team? Maybe a backup center fielder. Is there anyone that Darth? Maybe. There's Joe Adele. I looked at these. Didn't really see anybody that I wanted, though. Kevin Alcantara. Nah, I don't think I'm going to grab a center fielder. But I could grab a backup shortstop. Trevor Story's available. Willie Castro. Ooh, Colson Montgomery. He's not very high overall, but he could have some decent value. Because he is a rookie. So that's a nice little pickup. What about at catcher? We've got Kyle. We've got Danny. Is there any young catchers here? Corey Lee, but he doesn't really have any value anymore, does he? And none of these guys are going to have crazy value. And these, we're getting into guys that are in AA and AAA now. But some of them could be the reason we get a player or not get a player, I guess. And since we're on this path of getting guys that are past their prime but used to be pretty good, I think we'll get Paul Goldschmidt. We got Giancarlo, we got Justin Verlander and Clayton Kershaw and all those guys. What round are we on? Okay, this is the final pick. This is round 25. So we've got backups at basically every position except for center field and catcher. So I guess I'll take Travis d'Arnaud at catcher, and that will be the rest of my draft. 25 rounds have been taken. Obviously, I didn't get everybody that I wanted, but I think we had a fun draft. I'm going to set the situation importance to probably close to very high, and then we're going to be like 7th or 8th inning, probably 7th inning. We'll go to the regular season. Okay, so we are now here in Chicago in the draft. So this is our team. We got Bo Jackson and Jose Bautista, Alex Rodriguez. We did pretty well at the top of the draft. Our lineup, we got Biggio leading off. We got a lot of righties. I guess I didn't realize how many right-handed hitters I got. We're going to have to spread out those right-handed hitters for now. Have Curtis Granderson maybe hit second. Or maybe have him hit first. I don't know. That's a lot of righties in a row. I don't necessarily like A-Rod hitting fifth. I think I want A-Rod hitting at least fourth. Maybe have Joey Bats hit third. Then does Bo hit fifth? Maybe Bo hits second, actually. And we have Granderson hit first. And then Bryce hits sixth. Who's the DH? They want it to be Arenado. I guess that's probably for the best. Although we could do... This is versus righties. We could do Larry Walker. But he's better technically against lefties. At least his contact's better against lefties. So he might be the DH against lefties. I think we'll have this the way that it is right now. And then versus righties, or versus lefties, I mean. We'll have it the same way. But they have Larry Walker in at right field. I'd rather just have him be the DH. I don't want him out. He has 58 speed. I know that Joey Bats has no speed either, but I'd rather have Joey in left field or Jose in left field. So we'll have Grandy Man hit first. Bo hits second. Jose Bats hits 3. A-Rod 4. They want Volpe hitting 5. I didn't realize that. No. 5 is Bryce. And then 6 can be Volpe, I guess. Although, what's his contact? I want a guy... Let's have Larry Walker hit 9 as a kind of a secondary leadoff guy because he's got really good contact versus lefties. So that could be pretty useful. And then we'll have switch that. And switch that. And I'm fine with that. Okay, so that's the lineup for the opening day. What about the pitching rotation? It feels like everything's zoomed in more than last year. So we got Schilling starting off, obviously. Then Gaylord Perry, Chris Sale, Kershaw, and Verlander. Closing pitcher is... They want Andrew Miller to be a closer. I don't hate that. We did draft Munoz, but I mean... Miller has been a closer in his past, so I don't hate that. They also drafted us Garrett Clevenger and Hector Neris. And Tyler Rogers, I just saw, so... Alright, they filled out the bullpen a little bit. I didn't even see who'd they draft over here. Did we get it? Okay, so it looks like we drafted the entire Major League roster for position players, but they drafted some bullpen guys. They also took Kenley Jansen. Who else do we have on this team? They took Prince Fielder, the older Prince Fielder. Not the good one. Whit Merrifield. We took Colson Montgomery, Nick Martini. Pour one out for Martini. Okay, they didn't take anybody too impressive. But was I right in thinking that some of these guys are going to have good trade value? So Gaylord Perry has basically like 1.5 bars of trade value, which is pretty decent. We can use that in a possible trade. But guys like Clayton Kershaw and Verlander, they got nothing. So we're going to be kind of screwed on those type of guys. Andrew Miller doesn't have much value. Munoz, not really either. But Gary Carter's got good value. Bryce doesn't really have that much value. What about Ha-Seong Kim? Okay, that could help us out a little bit, I guess, in a trade for somebody. But not right now. What about A-Rod? A-Rod's going to have crazy good value. Volpe, what about if I paired those two guys together? That doesn't really do much, does it? We know Bo's going to have crazy good value. Not a shock there. Joey Bats, Larry Walker. Okay, so some of the guys, I mean, I knew that they weren't going to have, like, unbelievable value, like some of the guys that are high 90s. I knew that, obviously, but I was hoping they might have a little bit more value. Where did Ichiro go? Here he is. So Ichiro, if I wanted to trade for him, I'd have to give up A-Rod and Kurt Schilling. F. I should have just taken him, but he got taken. He was like the second pick, or he was like the second round pick, and I took A-Rod, I think. Or no, he was gone before I even got up for my second round pick, I think. That's how it went. So if I traded Jose Batista plus Gaylord Perry, they wouldn't even be able to do this because the money's too much. They're negative too much money. Because Ichiro's not making anything. They got him on a freaking $1.5 million deal for the next 10 years. That's insane. All right, we'll have to make that work at some point. It's not going to be this year, but we'll have to make that work at some point. We do rank number 1 in MLB. We have number 1 pitching. I don't know how that's possible. But yeah, this has been the NFL draft. We are starting in Korea. I didn't even realize. I forgot that because Cubs and Dodgers played in Korea in real life. When I chose the Cubs, that didn't even come to mind. I didn't even think about that. So that's going to do it for the Legends series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Legends series. If I remember, I will go through off camera and lower the age of some of the players, not on just my team, but on across baseball, and make them a little bit younger so that they don't retire on me. That'd be kind of awkward. I can't promise that I'll remember it, but if I do, I will have that done for the next episode. Don't get on me if I don't remember it. Next episode, we will start the regular season and possibly consider making some first trades if we can find the money, or if the other teams can find the money. But I like the team. Let me know what you think down below in the comments as well. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much. Stop by and watch. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.